Foldable phones were the talk of town at this year's Mobil World Congress, but at nearly $2,000 is the Samsung Galaxy Fold. Worth it. CNBC's digital editor, Todd Haselton, joins us now on set with a first-hand look at the device. There he's got it. Is that your dog as well there, Todd?
That is. That's Mabel.
There we go, with Mabel. And Todd, my first question when we saw this launched was how robust is it and how well does the Fold work? And we were just playing with it, you're playing with it. I mean, it really is
the Fold
impressive.
Works really well, but you can see it, which is kind of weird, but it's a first generation product, so I'll give them some slack on that. But it works well, and Samsung told me though, and this is kind of crazy, 5 years, 10 times a day is about how long it lasts in its test. So most people, like teens and me, that won't last me very long. And especially at $2,000, you probably want to fold it.
Why, and it just breaks then?
Well, that's what they're guaranteeing. So I don't know if it breaks, but it's not built to withstand too many, I would
But can
say.
you use it when it's not unfolded?
Yeah, so you can use it. This is the regular screen. It's a full Android experience on the outside, and then you open it up and you get sort of a tablet experience. The reason Samsung's doing this, I believe, is that smartphone sales have plateaued. IDC said last year, worst year for smartphone sales since 2014. We've seen it with iPhones, Apple iPhone sales plateauing. So what are manufacturers to do to make phones exciting again? We have cameras that are great, screens that are great. Now what? I think what they're trying to do is say, hey, let's take a phone, make it a tablet, you get two in one. This is a little bulky, I'm not sure it's the answer, but I think it's where we're going before we maybe get to glasses or something like that.
You mentioned the Fold that you can sort of see, so it's not really there, therefore, to watch a full movie, but it makes
it actually
reading and writing much easier.
Right. Well, it works really well with movies because it's okay when it's really dark or really bright with the screen, so you don't see it as much. But it's sort of at these weird angles, and when you're touching it, if you were to swipe around a web page, you feel that fold. I kind of wish it wasn't there, but again, it's a first-generation product.
So Samsung came first to the market. Who else is working on a foldable phone?
Huawei's the one with the Mate X, and that looks a little more appealing because this is what sort of folds open. Huawei has one on the outside that then folds like this, where it becomes the full screen. I think that makes a little more sense for the user because you get a screen that's more traditional, what you're used to on the outside of the phone, instead of this kind of little window, which I don't think is very useful.
Can you just pass it down here, Todd?
Yes.
I don't know if Tara can follow all of this, but it's actually not that much bigger. This is the smaller iPhone XS, I think it's called, right? So it's not that much bigger. When it's folded.
It's about twice the thickness of the iPhone
It's thicker, but I don't feel like that's annoying in a pocket.
Heavy.
No, it's not that it's annoying at all. I think it's a little heavy, but I think what you have is a form factor that doesn't feel right. It's a weird experience on the outside where Samsung says they kept the screen small so you could use it with one hand, and then on the inside it's a big experience, which is nice to use like a tablet, but not something you want to walk around town with.
I don't know,
sort
I've
of a little
really
in between.
bad photo, I'm afraid.
What is that?
Or it's a bug.
Is Apple working on one?
Apple, we don't know, but Apple sources its screens from Samsung, so it would not surprise me to see something like this from Apple in a couple of years once the technology gets perfected. I think right now, this is a proof of concept that you can buy for $2,000 if you're a big gadget head.
Is this appealing to someone that has an iPhone and an iPad to only need this in future?
No, in fact, right now I think most people should stick to an iPhone and an iPad. You'll save money doing that. As a matter of fact, a regular iPad, you could buy about 6 of them for the price of that, at $320
Wow.
for a regular iPad.
I mean, so you're not like super promising on
I mean, is it going to revitalize the smartphone category? Isn't that the bottom line? I mean, fancy cameras aren't doing the trick anymore.
So that exactly, and I think that's the goal here, to show, hey, you can do other things with smartphones. They can be exciting again, but I don't know if it's going to work. They have to bring down the price. They have to get rid of that fold and show people what you can do with it besides sort of have this kind of clunky form factor right now.
I think this is an easier size to hold.
Yeah,
I mean, I get
it kind of reminds me of the phones in sort of the late 90s, like the Nokia or the Nokia Virtus, which are very expensive, high-end phones.
Makes more sense. Anyway.
It's a lot of bling.
I like it. I like it. We'll see if it works. I want Apple to do it so we don't have to switch operating systems.